Hey there, ready to give your English a serious power-up? In just the next few minutes, we're going to boost your vocabulary with 10 really fantastic words and phrases. We'll break down what they mean and exactly how you can start using them right away.
Yes, I love that energy. Okay, let's dive right in. So first up, we're going to look at words for describing your world. Think of these as your tools for adding extra detail and emphasis, for helping you paint a much clearer picture with your language.
Let's start with a classic, different. It just means not the same. So you could say, my shoes are different from yours. This is a super important word for making comparisons and pointing out what makes something unique. Trust me, you're going to use this one all the time. Okay, next up is a great casual phrase. A bunch of. It basically just means a group or a lot of something. So yeah, you could say she bought many flowers, but saying she bought a bunch of flowers just sounds way more natural in an everyday conversation. Now this next one, completely, is fantastic for adding some power to your sentences. It means fully or totally. So the room wasn't just dark, it was completely dark. Can you feel that extra emphasis? You want to use this when you really want to stress that something is 100% true. All right, so for our next set, we're going to do something kind of cool. We're actually going to use these words to build a little scene out in nature. This should help you see how they all connect and make them way easier to remember. Okay, so every scene needs a character, right? Let's start with a farmer. This is just someone who grows crops or raises animals. In our little scene, the farmer is feeding the chickens. You can almost picture it. And our second character is a ranger. Now, while a farmer works on a farm, a ranger is someone who takes care of a park or a forest or the wildlife there. For example, the ranger showed us the safest trail. So now we have two people who work really closely with the outdoors. So what do these characters do? Well, they might plant something. To plant means to put seeds in the ground so they can grow. It's an action, of creation and growth. Like in the sentence, we plant flowers in the garden every spring. And that brings us perfectly to the last word for this little story, seed. A seed is that tiny part of a plant that can grow into a whole new one. He planted a seed in the soil. And just like that, our outdoor scene is complete. A farmer or ranger plants a seed. See how they all fit together? Okay, for our final group, let's bring it all back to you. These are words you can use to talk about your own daily life, your routines, your actions, and your feelings. Let's start with a big one, feel. We use this constantly to talk about our emotions. Right now, in the present, you say feel, like I feel happy today. But for the past, you use felt, as in I felt tired yesterday. This one is absolutely key for expressing yourself. Next up, we have an old school but really wonderful word, letter. It's just a written message you send to someone. And even with all our tech, the idea of writing a letter is still pretty special. For instance, I wrote a letter to my grandma. And finally, an action we all do every single day, get up. It just means to rise from your bed. So for today, you'd say, I get up at 7 every morning. And for yesterday, you'd use got up, like in I got up late yesterday. A perfect phrase for talking about your daily schedule. And just like that, you've got 10 new words and phrases in your toolkit. Let's do a super quick power-up review just to make sure they really stick with you. Okay, here they are all together. We learned different, a bunch of, and completely for describing things. We met our farmer and our ranger who plant a seed, and we talked about how you feel writing a letter and when you get up. Fantastic work. The most important thing now is to actually start using these. So here's a little challenge for you today. Look at that list again and just pick one. Which new word or phrase are you going to use first? Go on and give it a try. Thanks so much for joining me for this.